As there isn't that much ocean left, the forest is almost completely gone. The last of it is kept underground so we can preserve it for as long as we can and so it can grow without the limitation of the kingdom. We call it Last Hope Forest. A public park with the goal of not only preserving the forest but to stabilize it and let it evolve. Not many people go down there though, as the scenery can be a bit eerie. That, and many claim that they see a monster down there.
Oh, there is something horrifying down there, all right. Something large, made out of stone with the exception of one eye. And that monster goes by the name of the Juggernaut of Earth.
Seriously? People think that us Guardians will allow a monster to roam anywhere near the kingdom? Seriously? Yes, the Juggernaut's size and appearance can be a bit intimidating, but he's actually one of the most gentle of the Guardians. Not only because he has to due to his size and stone body, but also because he's always been like that. Sure, he can create earthquakes from a powerful stomp, raise and lower the earth, and throw large heavy objects with his brute strength, but he still keeps his more reserved and gentle personality from his human days. The Juggernaut used to be an environmentalist trying to keep the forest and plant life safe. Many told him that he was being foolish, as the true gods must have left a forest down here so we can use them. The Juggernaut agreed, but he also argued that they wouldn't want us to destroy the nature around us. He would never get through to anyone, as he would see countless people bite the hand that feeds. He did everything he could to protect the wildlife and our natural habitat, but there's only so much he could do. He had one last plan. These people could try and take the forest, but only if they can get past him. One person came down with an enormous machine, a giant body-like suit made out of construction tools about to be used for destruction. The Juggernaut began to shake, but he stood firm. The giant iron suit walked up to him as its driver demanded him to get out of the way, but he did not move an inch from his spot. He did not say a single word. All he did was glare at the pilot as he was only starting to get angrier. The pilot lost his temper and attempted to use his machine to toss the Juggernaut out of the way. But something happened. The suit was stuck. Its bulldozer-like claw was being held by the Juggernaut's own hands. Not even he seemed to have noticed until he opened his eyes to see what he was doing. The pilot tried to move the suit, but it was immobilized. Roots began to climb up as its legs began to break and shatter into pieces. Things were only getting weirder as the Juggernaut began to scream in pain. His body began to grow in size as his skin hardened into stone. His body then began to rival the mechanical suit in size. The pilot was astonished by this, frozen in both confusion and fear. The giant mass of stone turned to reveal its bright red eye as it reeled back its arm to release a powerful punch, sending the suit back to civilization. The soldiers and authority arrived soon after. They looked through the forest trying to find what caused his damage, but they didn't need to look for long, as he would approach them himself. He stated how he wanted to protect his land, and even if he was not a fan of violence, he would gladly use his power to keep those who wanted to cause harm out. One of the soldiers claimed that they did not want to cause harm, but instead they wanted to escort him to the Crimson Kingdom to see King Yartage. The Juggernaut was skeptical, and said if he really wanted him so badly, that he would come and get him himself. So he did. Only a few moments later, King Yartage arrived. He was amazed by the Juggernaut's new size and power. He offered to take him in, but the Juggernaut was of course concerned about the wildlife. But the king stated that they would work together to set up new laws that would protect the forest. The king kept his word for as long as possible, but, of course, true fear happened. The new laws that passed to protect the environment weren't needed, as most of it would be destroyed by the true god of fear anyway. After King Yartage's passing, the Juggernaut promised to keep what little wildlife that was left safe. A statue of the first king was even put down there so he would never be forgotten. It's the Juggernaut's last chance to get the forest safe. That's why it's called Last Hope Forest.